Hi everybody, it's Joanne with A Work in Progress, and I was invited by Tracy over at Secondhand Tracy Ann to participate in a chalk paint challenge. And the challenge was to take an item, a tabletop item, and use chalk paint, and we could show you either the before or after, or take you through the process of painting. So I'm kind of doing a little bit of both here. And I'm going to show you what I got. And first, though, I want to thank Tracy for this invitation. I had a little trouble actually finding something for tabletop that I wanted to do. And it turns out yesterday I was out thrifting and I found a piece that I can incorporate with another piece that I think will be perfect for a kitchen tabletop. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see a little bit better. And I'm also going to move you down so you can better see what it is I'm doing. So what I got was this two-piece pie plate. And the original finish on it was very shiny. And you can see that from the inside of it how shiny it was. I loved the piece, but I didn't like the shine on it. So I thought chalk paint would be the perfect way to tone down that shine and to give it a more aged look, which was something that I really was going for. And you can see also in here the glaze on it that makes it very shiny. So let me show you first the chalk paints that I used. I had this on hand, a Rust-Oleum chalked ultra matte paint in linen white. I used that because I had it on hand. I also used, and these were from Walmart. I think this Rust-Oleum, I think I picked this up at Lowe's quite a while ago. And these that I'm going to show you now are all Waverly. This color is Moss. I used that color for the green of the leaves. I've already painted them just for time purposes. And I used Maize. The maize I used inside of kind of the apple, with the center of the apple where the seeds are. And the Waverly in Crimson. And that was, of course, for the apple, the big one here on the top, as well as the slices all the way around. And cashew. Now the cashew I used all around on the bottom of the pie plate, but I've also done an effect on the top here on top of it, which has toned it down a lot and given it that kind of aged look. That's what I'm going to show you and take you through now. And I also used the cashew on the pie top itself. Now, to give it that kind of aged look, I used from Waverly, it is an antique wax. Now that was in the, it's water-based, seals and protects. That was in with the chalk paint, although now that I'm looking at it, it doesn't say chalk paint, but it was in with all of the Waverly chalk paints, and it does put a protective seal over the chalk paint so that it doesn't chip off and such. So I'm going to go ahead and shake this up, and the directions are to put it on and then immediately wipe it off. You can use a paintbrush, put it on, or a non-lint cloth. I found these paintbrushes and they work really well, so that's what I'm sticking with for now. And I'm going to use paper towel here just to wipe it off. I did try, before painting the whole piece, these individual colors, I did try just taking the wax and just using it on the glaze to see what would happen and then wiping it off immediately, and it wiped off immediately. So it did not like sticking to this more glazed. It likes the chalk paint. So that's good. I'm happy with that. So let's go ahead and get started. And it's just a matter of brushing it on And this wax, they say, will settle into little grooves that are in your piece. And it does, it settles in quite nicely. So there, I've got a little bit on there. So I'm just going to take my paper towel now and wipe it off. And you can see how it stays on, but it tones down the paint and gives it kind of an aged look. And that is what I was going for. So we're going to continue around here. And it's very forgiving too. You don't have to worry about, where, your stop and your start lines so much. And that's kind of, for me, is a good thing. I have to keep making sure that I've got you in frame here so you can see. Oh, I forgot to tell you one color that I used, and I don't have it here. Darn. I used another hazelnut color when I painted this. And I used the hazelnut color inside of the little, so there's the little seeds of the hazelnut there. I thought I had everything together so I could show you everything. But in my defense, I will say that I am trying to battle off a nasty headache that's been coming on for the latter part of today. So that's what I will use as my defense. Again, I'm just going to wipe it. Take that coat off there. I really like this stuff. I think I could see myself using that a lot. Okay, now for some reason it's not sticking too well. You can see to that apple right there. That's a bit disappointing. And you don't have to, you could see me. I mean, I am not Miss Super Neat here in the painting. And that's the good thing, you don't have to be. Now, I did only put on one coat of the chalk paint white, so maybe that is the problem. Maybe I just did not use, I should have done 2 coats of chalk paint. But we'll see how it comes out in the end. Sometimes I find that, sometimes I find, oh yeah, see, it's taking the white. I think that's probably it. For some reason, it wanted another coat of the white chalk paint. As you can see, it's just kind of taking it off there. But I can always go back and put another coat on. I suppose I should have put gloves on too, but that would have made sense. Okay, so we're coming around here to where we started. And it was also nice, that chalk paint. I don't know if you can tell right there, there's a little chip in the pie plate, and the chalk paint just covered it right up. And when we're all finished with this, I'll show you where I am going to put it. I just have a little tiny kitchen table in my eat-in kitchen, just enough for my daughter and myself, or, if a friend comes over for coffee or what. And I think it'll be the perfect place for it, because who wouldn't want to see a nice, yummy apple pie sitting on a kitchen table, kind of leading you to think that you're going to get a piece of it. Okay. Now let's go for the top. If you heard that little scratching, that was one of my kitty cats scratching at the floor. They're strange kitties. In fact, they even, sometimes I have a bin in the kitchen where I keep their food, and even though their food their bowl will have food in it, they'll go up to the bin and scratch at the bin like, hey mom, we need food. when they have it. But they're also very particular. They want their food bowl filled. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and fold this over. Whoops. So I like the way that this is turning out. I think I may have to go back and redo the white. But this was a challenge, so I would say that so far I'm 50-50 on the challenge. Because actually I'm going to give myself 60-40 because the majority of it is turning out just like I wanted. Some of the other pieces, or the white on the apples, is not exactly the look I was going for. And then lastly, we'll get our apple up here. Paint that all around. And I think that's got it all. Okay. This apple might be a little tougher because it's got a bunch of, recessed pieces in it and such. Oh, and I just scratched with my nail some of the apple. Oh, I need a new one. That one got all yucky. There we go. So that's it. I mean, it's done. Now for this wax, you do have to wait. They suggest waiting 24 hours before going back and buffing the piece. I don't know. I'm going to live with this for a little bit and see what I think. And I may even go back with some of maybe that hazelnut chalk paint and do a very, very light coat where it's really white here and see if that doesn't make a difference. But I do like the way that it came out. I particularly like the apple. I think that came out really pretty. So let me put the two pieces together here. Oh, that's a little bit wet. There we go. And there it is. It's all finished. All done. I like the antiquing kind of look on it. Whoops. Okay, so that is what I was going for. So I'm happy with that. And then let me pull you up and then we'll walk around and I will show you where I'm going to put it. Okay, here we go. And you may remember that piece there from last Sunday's haul. I picked it up for, I think I said two prices in the video, $2 and $1. It was actually $1. So there it is. There is my tabletop chalk painted item. I do like the way that it came out. I think, in retrospect, I like it. I think it's a really pretty piece there. So that's it, guys. That was my entry into the chalk paint challenge. Tracy, I do want to thank you so much for the invitation. I am going to go ahead and link Tracy's channel down below, as well as the playlist for those other ladies that were participating. And until tomorrow's video, I hope you all take very, very good care of yourselves, and I will see you shortly, okay? Take care. Thanks again, Tracy. Bye.